now. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. I want to get started. I want to put Tempest on the spot, our CEO. She's in the middle of saving the world from left to right, but we want to just get her to say hi one more time on the record. Can you do that famous hi of yours, Tempest? Can you do that? She just sent me a text message.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate each of you. And let's have a great training.
Let's have a great training. I sure appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me tell you, there is very few people that you turn over half your company to. As a matter of fact, that's a very short list, isn't it? How many of you are entrepreneurs out there right now? You know that list is short as hell. Yes, that's a very short list. That is a super short list. For me, that list is just two people, Tempest and then Daryl. I want to introduce all of you to someone who is accustomed to making big money every month. He has been a top of multiple network marketing companies. He has a solid reputation. He is a mastermind. Most importantly, he is a mastermind in teaching regular people how to get irregular amounts of money. I'll say that again. He is a mastermind in teaching regular people how to get irregular money. And all he's going to do on this call is tell you why you're here, why you need to make money with us, how to make money with us, and then he will show you the blueprint to do so. Without further ado, I want to introduce to you the bald-headed pretty boy, the beard dyed all the way good, the millionaire moneymaker, Daryl Dillahunty. Go ahead, Daryl, take us away.
Wow. Now I got to live up to all that. You know, pretty boy and nice beard, you know, I got that covered, right? But all the rest of it, I'm going to have to live up to it. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you who decided to get on this call. Now, you've heard me talk before, and it's mostly out of someone else's genius. When I bring you to a place like this, it's for one reason, and that is to teach you. So I want you to make sure that you have a pad and a piece of paper, and I want you to take notes. I'm going to be watching. Those who I see take the most notes, I got a surprise for you at the end of the call. But I need some help. I'm like that old Southern Baptist preacher when it comes to delivering a message. I need some support. I need 5 volunteers. And I need you to unmute your mic if you don't have any background noise. Now, I know I got 5 or 6 people that'll do that for me, but I hope I can pull someone else. If you can help me, go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to need your help. I'm going to ask you a question, and I need you to interact with me. Is that all right? So whoever unmuted their mic, then they should say that's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right.
All right, Phil. Thank you so much, Grace, Jerome. So listen, guys, as many of you know, my background is I'm a chef, I'm a nutritionist. I've been involved in direct sales and network marketing for a long time. It's been a while. It's been a gap in between real success in this industry. But one thing about it, it doesn't change. At least the proper training doesn't change. But I'd like to do something with those volunteers for me. If you've ever been to a restaurant, just say I've been there.
I've been there.
You got to stay with me. I've been to a restaurant. You've been there. So when the waiter comes over, they wait on you. They give you your food. They give you your check. What do you give them?
Tip.
A tip. So does anyone on the Zoom right now know what the word tip means?
To ensure promptness.
To ensure promptness. So if that's true, when should the tip be given?
At the beginning.
So stop, everybody unmute your mics right now and give me a huge round of applause. Come on. That's a few people. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into this training, because the reason why you're here is you heard about a company that's launching. Most of you already know what's going on. You know we're about to launch a $1 billion company, but it's going to be different from what you know about network marketing. I guarantee you 3 things. One thing I guarantee you, I'm going to teach you some stuff you never heard before as it relates to network marketing. You've never heard it before. I'm gonna teach you. The second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I'm completely honest with you every step of the way. And the third thing, I'm not gonna tell you what that is, but I'm gonna watch you. And the person that I see taking the most notes, I'm gonna give you that special something at the end of the call. Is that all right? Say yes. Excellent. So I'm so used to doing this in person, guys, that over the Zoom is a little different for me. So bear with me, interact with me, and you're going to get the most out of me that way. Does that make sense?
All right, I'm typing my notes now.
Excellent. So, look, I said this guy, hey, welcome to the call. So listen, guys, the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things about network marketing is that most people have not been trained, or I should say they haven't been trained properly. And so I want to ask all of you a question. If you and I, let me just pick someone here, if you guys don't mind. Let's see, Chantel. Chantel, if you'll unmute your mic and help me out for a minute. Chantel, if you and I were going to start a business today, and we were going to do it in downtown New York City, let's say we're going to open a restaurant, what would be the first thing that we would do?
You would create a plan.
Oh, bingo, Chantel, you're right on the money. We would do a business plan. How many of you that's been involved in network marketing before actually did a business plan? That's right. You didn't raise your hands because it never happened.
I didn't.
Because they don't teach you business plans. What do they teach you? They teach you to go out and find 3 people that find 3 people that find 3 people, right? That's what they teach you. They teach you to go out and find a needle in the haystack, right? And so what you become is worker bees for your downline, for your upline. And you never put in place what you need to be successful, and that is a business plan. There's several components to a business plan. We're going to cover a few right here, but just keep in mind, most of what we covered is already done by the company for you. But there's some things that you're going to need to know as you develop your business plan. Now, a great man, I don't even want to give this man who said this. If you know who said it, keep it to yourself. I just don't want to give him credit for it. But he said something very interesting. He said, if you don't have a plan to win, then you are, let me just quote him exactly, guys. Pull this up here. It says, give me a second here. I can't find. I don't like to do notes like this, so just bear with me 1 second. He said, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. That is powerful. Now, I can tell you one person who's a little bit more powerful than that, and he said this. If you ever watched the movie Roots, you remember Chicken George. Chicken George said, if your first plan doesn't work, get yourself another plan. And that is the biggest issue in network marketing. People are working the wrong plan. So Chantel said that if she was going to start a business with me, the first thing we would start out is we would put a plan together. Now, what involves a business plan? Well, a business plan has several components, but one of the first things you need, or you should have, you don't do it at the beginning, is an executive summary. Now, many of you say, well, that's a little bit much, you think, for a network marketing company or an MLM company. Well, if you plan to be successful, then you want to make sure that you have a plan to do so. And so that executive summary sets your goals and what you want to do and how you're going to achieve them and when you're going to achieve them. So let's look at the start of our plan. You need to look at your company, and meaning your company, not the company, your business. So a lot of times you've been told that you're in business, but the reality is you're not. Most of you, whether you realize this or not, are called distributors. I say your customers masquerading around as distributors, because if you looked at the what's on the roll of the company, you will find out that you are put under customer. You are a customer of the company, and so you have to establish your own relationship with your business. And the first thing you need to forecast what it is that you want to do with your business. Now, if that's true, if that makes sense to you, then go ahead, just nod your head. If that makes sense, if you're going to start a business, then you need to know what you plan to do. And so you're forecasting your business. That makes sense to me. What you're going to do in the future. The next thing is you need to put in place a structure for your business. Every business that's out here, they have some kind of structure, whether it's a sole proprietorship, whether it's a corporation, an LLC, a partnership, whatever it is, they have that. But all the years I've been in network marketing, no one ever told me to do this. It cost me a lot. Now, this may seem very rudimentary, and why would you do it in network marketing? It doesn't make sense because no one told you to do this. And if you don't plan, then you're planning to fail. And that is the reason why most people fail, with the exception of what companies can do but won't do. So let's just say if you had a plan and you followed that plan, I know anyone on this phone or this Zoom can go to any company and be successful if you had the right plan in place. But if you don't, and you're just kind of going out there and finding people, you got the 3-foot rule going on, you're talking to everybody, you're writing your list, and you're approaching everyone you know. Guys, when you think about it, it's ridiculous. If you and I, Chantel, we had that business, we got started, we wouldn't be walking around downtown New York and soliciting people, not in that way, of people coming to our business to be a part of our business. We would do what's proper. What's proper is we establish our business, we establish advertising, we put everything in place so that we can draw people to our business. Just pin that for a second, because I'm going to come back to what we call attractive marketing, and what you will use to draw people to you. And that's, everybody does that in business. Antonio talks a lot about advertising in business. If you're in business, you need to advertise. So the next thing you need to establish, after your structure, you need to establish ownership. A part of, like, for example, if you're if you're a sole proprietorship or a partnership, then you're classified as an owner or partner. If you're a corporation, you're an officer or a C-level within that corporation. And also, if you're an LLC, you're considered an owner as well. This is very important to establish your business, right? Now, we're going to move through this really quickly because we're going to get to the good part, and this is where most people drop the ball, okay? Then you want to look at, when you're establishing that business and you're looking at that network marketing company, you want to see what is your training as it relates to what you need to do to build that business. If it requires recruiting, have you recruited anyone before? Do you know how? If you don't know how, then you need to learn the skill how to properly recruit people. Now, let me qualify that. Anyone, my friends, can go to their friends and beg them to come join them in so-called business. And the truth is that's the blind leading the blind. And you know what happens then? The ancient text says they all fall into the ditch, right? So you do not want to establish your business based on going into business with someone who does not know what they're doing. It does not make sense. Chantel, you and I wouldn't do that. We wouldn't open a restaurant. I had a conversation with someone about a restaurant a few days ago, and just explaining to them how difficult it is to make a restaurant work, all the costs that involve. People go into business and network marketing and they don't even know their costs. And then they wonder why they lost. See, here's what's important, guys, and you gotta hear this. You cannot win in business if you don't know what your cost is. If you don't know how you established your business, how do you expect to win? When will you stop buying into that old narrative that says just go out and get a friend, that get a friend, that get a friend? Now, all these friends have no idea as to what they're doing. And you can go 4 or 5 levels up, and that upline doesn't even know what they're doing. What they're using you to do, Chantel, is find a needle in a haystack. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to that. See, I'm an upline. I've been there. I've made a ton of money in network marketing. Every company I got involved in, I made money. And the reason why, because I knew how to use you to go find me a needle in a haystack. So this is how it happens. You get training, like, again, you know, whenever anyone gets next to you, you pitch them. It's that whole old proverbial throw it up against the wall to see what sticks. And then sooner or later, Michelle, you're going to find someone that's a go-getter. We call them. That's a real player. And as soon as you bring them to me, I'm going to circumvent you. You've seen it happen. I'm going to circumvent you. I'm going to make it seem like you're in a relationship with that person, but I'm going to build a relationship with that person so that when I get ready to lateral them over to another company, I don't need you anymore. I got the player, right? It's horrendous what happens, but that's exactly what happens. And so you need to understand what it is that you're doing before you go out trying to establish something. Get trained. And that's what this is literally all about, is you putting together a plan for your success. Now, the other thing that people never think about, they never think about startup costs. Only thing they think about is someone told them all it is $3.99 to get in and you can get started and now we're going to get rich. And you scrape around, pull it off your credit card, borrow it from your husband or your spouse, and you're lying to them about spending this money, and you pay your entry to get into that company, and you never even thought about expenses. You never thought that you have to advertise that business. You never thought that there were things that you needed to make that business work. You never thought that you had to pay the $5 to $25 a week training to your upline. It's just incredible the games that are being played on you that you have to, if you want to win at this business, you got to put all the games aside and run your business like a business. And that involves, as Chantel said, a business plan. So you got startup capital to start, then you need management. If you don't know how to manage a business, network marketing is a business. I made money because I managed my business. I managed my money. People get their checks and they spend every dime of it. Why? Because they've spent all their money all month long. They had their auto ship to pay, and as soon as they get a check, they have to go back and pay that credit card, or they have to do something. They haven't managed their business. And so it's necessary for you to do that. It's necessary for you to manage your business. The other thing you have to know your product. And that's not just I sell vitamins, that's product knowledge. You have to know what it is. It just makes sense. Now, if you're really paying attention to what I'm saying, is I'm showing you what happens when Chantel and I open a business downtown. It doesn't look anything like what you've seen before. And the reason why the people that 1% to 3% make money, I guarantee you they're running their business like a business, and they're using you to go find that needle in a haystack. You know, people, it's ridiculous some of the things people do, and the things that people employ you to do using cult-like strategies to get you to do it. Now, I know people that went from city to city, going to hotels and 7 people in a room. You know, it's ridiculous the things that happen. But you know that's what it takes for success. Now, if that's what it takes, how many of you that's on this phone that's been in network marketing for years have you ever made over $5,000 a month? Most of you have never made over $1,000 a month, or even $500 over and above your auto ship. In a business, in an industry that grossed $180 billion last year. $180 billion, and they paid out 1%. How much is that? $180 million? Whatever that is. You know, Grace, is that right? Help me out. So
you said 1% of 180 billion?
180 billion. They paid out 1%. How much is that?
1.8 billion.
1.8 billion. Can you imagine that? What happened to all the rest of that money? You see, there's a lot of things. I don't want to veer too far off. I want to stay on the plan because the plan is what's going to get you there. So when you understand these basic things you need to do to set up your plan, now keep in mind, all of this stuff you don't have to do. It's already been done. Antonio and Tempest has already laid most of the foundation for you. There are some things that you have to do, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. Okay, so let's look at some of the, and I've already said it before, but let's look at some of the old ways of marketing and network marketing. And if you've heard of them, just give me a thumbs up, interact with me, say something, right? The 3-foot rule. Have you ever heard of that? The 3-foot rule means that everybody, go ahead, Phil.
That was Mary Kay's rap.
That was Mary Kay. And I tell you what, she did a good job because it went throughout the industry. I used to do it. If you came within 3 foot of me, and I was going to tell you about my business, as ridiculous as that might sound, I did that. I lost a lot of friends behind that. I have people to this day, if they see me on Facebook, they turn and run. Because they said, "Whoa, Lord, what Daryl's selling now?" You know, he was going to write a cookbook. Now he's talking about network marketing. He's back at it again, right? But see, here's the reality is I made money, and I don't brag about that because the reason I don't brag is because I didn't make a lot of other people money. I made a few, but all the people that I got involved over the years, and it's thousands of people. I had downlines in the 20s of thousands. One downline, I had 28,000 people, and I can count on 2 hands who made over $5,000 a month. So my goal is to change that narrative. And guess what? You can when you put the right things in place. So the 3-foot rule was one of the marketing strategies or ploys that we use to draw people into our business. Can you imagine now somebody walking up to you, start talking to you about a business? Man, you better, I love the Ella song. She said, bag back. You better bag back. I don't want you in my face, right? And that's what people don't want, that kind of attention. They just don't want it. Another strategy that was used, and it's still used, and it works, you know, it works for now, and that's hotel meetings. You guys have been dragging people to hotel meetings for 20 years. You know, what are we going? We're going to dinner. What's going on? Nothing, man. I just want to show you something. I mean, whenever you got to do that kind of nonsense, you got to know you're not thinking. You've been brainwashed. You're telling your friend that you're going to take them to dinner, but actually you're taking them to a network marketing presentation. That doesn't even make sense. Why did you do that? More importantly, why did I do that? And why did I teach you to do that? Well, I'm teaching you something different now. And when you pay attention to it, it's business. And when you learn business, you employ the right strategies, you can make money. Okay, another thing we did back then was the old proverbial sizzle call, right? We're sticking that phone in people's ear. Here, listen, okay? We're going to make people listen. Like, man, hold on, I don't want to listen to this. This is why people never did what you asked them to do. Michelle, when you come, how many sizzle calls I got to listen to? I mean, last year was the sizzle call about this, and then here's another sizzle call. People are still employing those strategies, but I can guarantee you they won't be for long, because companies like ATS Business University is emerging out of the dust. And I don't mean dust in a negative way. We're shaking up the dust. And we're not going to be the only company, trust me, that does this. Because when we start to push this program out, people are going to look at what we're doing. They're going to see how we're paying people. They're going to see how the reps conduct themselves. They're not begging people to meetings. We're looking for people who are looking, period. I don't want people calling me, asking me to convince somebody to go into to our deal. Right? And I even said that wrong. It's not a deal. See, that's my conditioning too, right? My deal. So, you know, I want to support people. And part of my ego, I have a rebuttal for everything. Like you ask Antonio a marketing question, you can barely finish the question and he's already got an answer for you. Ask me something about how to flip somebody. Before you get it out of your mouth, I can tell you how to do it. But the truth is, unless that person really has a need, we don't want to take them out of something, especially if that something is good. We want to make sure we upheld the industry. And if that person's in a good company, our goal is not to take them out of the company. Our goal is to find people who are looking for what we have. We are a friend of networkers. We have what they need. They don't know how to market their products, Chantel. They need us. They need us. What you learn on those calls, Grace, what you teach on the calls, these people have no clue. They think they do. They think the belly to belly is going to keep working. I can tell you this much unequivocally. A person who is sitting at, let's say, $30,000 to $50,000 a month, and there's a lot of people out there. Michelle, you know a lot of people like that. And that's what they're doing a month right now. But I guarantee you in 3 to 5 years, that $30,000 to $50,000 will be $3,000 to $5,000, if that, if they don't change. That's a fact, I guarantee you. So the belly to belly, I mean, there's tons and tons of strategies that we use in network marketing. When you look at it, they simply don't make sense. They're not business strategies. And so what's working now? We have something that I do nothing about that is a brilliant strategy to bring new leads to your business. It's called the 3x3x3. Now, this training is not about that, but you can easily go find it and get that training if you're a representative or a distributor with us. And if you don't know where to find that training in, just make sure you contact with me, and then I'll make sure you get that training. But it's powerful when you learn how to do it right and you do it consistently. That's the key. Now, over the last 3 days I've been using it, I've signed up 3 people every day, and I only did very simple things, and it works. You got to do it. If I'm doing it, you should be doing it. All right, advertising. Advertising your business. It makes sense to advertise. Chantel, we got the best hamburger in town, but we're not advertising. No one knows we have it. So if I went to any town in this country and I asked you, there's Derek over there. Derek, unmute your mic, Derek, and tell me what town you live in.
Trying to find the mute button. Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise, Arizona. So what's the best hamburger in Surprise, Arizona?
In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger. We got an In-N-Out Burger here, and it's pretty good. But did you know that In-N-Out is a good burger, but there's another place in town that sells way more hamburgers than In-N-Out. You have any idea who that is?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Nasty hamburger, right?
You're right.
But they sell more. Why? Marketing strategies. And their advertising is not to advertise for you to come in and get a burger. It's mind awareness. They just want to stamp something in your mind. And there's ways and strategies to do that with marketing with little to no cost. Ask Antonio. It's in the training. Go find it. Learn it. Because when you combine what I'm telling you and teaching you tonight with what we do with online, the best of online and the best of network marketing, then you're going to make money. Now, how much money is going to depend on your efforts. We don't make income claims. We don't need to. We don't talk about we have the best compensation plan. We don't need one. We don't need to. Compensation plans that are good, I mean, the best compensation plan, I should say, is the compensation plan that works. And we have one that works, and you're going to find that out shortly. So let's look at what they call social media marketing. That's, again, something you can learn within the ATS Business Network, and that's what we teach other networkers who are interested in doing that. I had a lady that I've been following for a long time, and she's just pleasant person to know on Facebook. And up until yesterday, I had to unfollow her because she came right on my timeline and dumped all her product. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. But she doesn't know. So I inboxed her and gave her a free trial to the university, and hopefully she learned something. And guess what? The point in that, guys, if you really understand what our product is, you will be telling people all the time. Don't tell people about your opportunity. Most people can't do what you do anyway, or they won't be able to do what you do when I finish teaching you what to do. Most of the people you know are your customers, and your family and friend are probably not even your customers. Leave them alone. Enjoy Thanksgiving dinner, right? Leave them alone. Stop asking them to join your company because they're looking at you. You don't have a company. You don't even have a business plan, Chantel. How can you say you have a company? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yep. Is this making sense so far? Okay, yes? Nod your head. Okay, yep. All right, excellent. So this is what you need. This is what's been missing in this industry for so long, is that you've never been taught to structure your business and treat it like a business. You were told if you want to get paid like a business, you got to treat it like a business, not a hobby. Those were just cliches. No one set you down and said, do X, Y, Z. They didn't teach you that. So with ATS Business Network, what we want to do is we want to teach you, as a part of being a distributor with our company, you got to have a business plan. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're saying. So, and that brings me to the next part of this plan. The call or the training is that you would wonder why people ever miss this. It's just, I remember when I first, I used to teach a course called the MLM Business Plan Coach. And I used to teach networkers how to build this plan. This was over 10 years ago when I first started teaching this. And it done extremely well, but people had never heard of this. And eventually they were overcome by their uplines and writing this list and give me all your names and go find the needle in the haystack, yada, yada, yada. So they missed the most crucial part in business. And if you can tell me what that is after a business plan or within the business plan, what do you need to do once the business plan is in place? What is the next thing you have to identify? Ken, unmute your mic and tell me what that is, please.
I would think it's going to be you've got to identify your customer.
Bingo, your target market. Man, you guys are geniuses. And we're going 2 for 2. Chantel got it right. Ken got it right. You have to identify your market. It makes sense. So, Jerome, why would you be looking to market your vitamin products to someone who is extremely young and extremely healthy? They may need vitamins, but they may not feel they need vitamins. So that target market is broken down into what we call demographics, right? Somebody else unmute your mic and tell me what demographics is. Go ahead, Jerome. You unmute. Tell me what it is. Demographics.
When you're talking about demographics, you're talking about your market being in a certain location or on a certain arena, and that's what you want to focus on versus the entire group. You want a specific area. That's demographics. So you're breaking it down either by age or by sex or by illness, whatever the case may be. Those are demographics.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad you said the last part, because at first you was going more to what's the next part is geographics. So you found your demographics, right? And then the next is your geographics. Where is the demographics? Now, where are they? They're on Facebook. You're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter. Then you need to learn how to market to those people. We have experts that teach those courses. Guys, do you see the advantage we're in when you put yourself in a business structure? Jerome, you and I have talked about and shared about these things offline, yes. But see, the problem with most people is they're still thinking this whole idea, I call it hocus pocus. That's all it is. It's not real. It's not business. That's why you've never made a profit. That's why you've bounced from company to company. You didn't listen to your business system. See, uplines will tell you, who are still doing this the old way, they will tell you to duplicate your upline. And I'm going to tell you something, it's not possible. It's not possible. And I'm going to tell you why it's not possible. I tried it for years. You cannot duplicate people because people change every day. I can tell you to do something, and tomorrow I would have forgotten the exact thing I told you, and then you would have taken what I told you yesterday and then added your twist on it. So it goes like this, Jerome. I say, well, we're going to go A, B, C. And then Jerome said, well, I like A and B, but I don't really like C. I'm gonna go F. And then Jerome's downline is gonna say, I like A, B, C, and F. I don't like F, so I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna go in. You guys get the point. So your business begins to fragment. No duplication. I'm gonna tell you what is duplicatable, and you know what I'm about to say, and that is hardcore systems. And this is where our network marketing skills meet online marketing with Antonio and what he teaches. This is what makes this so phenomenal. And when you learn both sides, combine the two, you end up with a system that's working for you and you not working for the system. And this is why you don't have to beg your friends and families to this opportunity, because we're going to teach you how to go find these people, how to advertise, how to attract them to you. And so that is another part of what we do here. Now, what else? You got demographics, you got geographics, and what else? Somebody smart, unmute your mic and tell me what that is. Come on, don't be shy. I have 31 people on the call. Someone should right now step up and tell me what the third one is. I guess you guys are saying, you do the training, you tell me, right? So go ahead.
I can read the notes. Antonio already gave us
psychographics.
Psychographics, that's it. Now, Phil, go ahead and tell us, what does that mean? What is the psychographics?
The psychology of your target market.
Excellent. So you got your target market. You know who they are. You know how much money they make. You know what location, how much money they make, their age bracket, where they are. Now you know what they're thinking. Does that make sense? Now, I want you to break that down into network marketing, and I want you to use this with our products. Okay, we sell a business education product. We teach people business. We teach people sales. We teach people marketing, unlike anyone else on the planet. So, and when we do that, everyone on this call who have heard Antonio teach, they come out doing like this. I've called Antonio at 3 o'clock in the morning and he says, hello, what are you doing up, man? Let me retract that. I didn't call him, I texted. And he replied just like that. I'm thinking, I was texting you so I wouldn't forget to do it in the morning. I wasn't looking for a reply right then. So you have someone working on your behalf, putting systems in place while you're sleeping. Guys, this is no joke. This is no joke. What you're about to see has never happened before. Now, I'm gonna regress for a minute because I forgot to say something about partnerships. And you, as a distributor with this company, has partnered with the ATS network in a lot of ways you don't even know about. And one of those ways is that you've never seen it before. You've never seen it in network marketing because network marketing companies don't partner with you. They just don't do it. That's not the model. You come in, you pay your money to become a distributor, and then you do your best to sell the product. They don't expect you to be a salesperson. Most of their literature is not designed to teach you how to sell. I mean, some things are changing now, granted, but for the longest time, it was only, and they still do it. Put your list together. You know, that's not marketing. What we're going to teach you is how to use sales funnels to attract people. That's business, man. Can you imagine McDonald's lining people up? Hey, man, can you get your friend to bring him down to get a burger? I'm going to tell you, word of mouth marketing does not work until the person comes in and tries the food, until the person comes and watch the movie. You can't start with word of mouth marketing. That's ridiculous. You guys, you have bought into something that's not real. And you think it's real. It's not. You guys, whenever I come to Baltimore or any city, to Arizona, wherever I come, you guys got to put a team to guard my life, because they're not going to like what I'm saying. They're not going to like it. But guess what? I don't care. Because as long as you protect me, and I'm being very serious, I haven't really started to really let people know what's really going on. Just a little bit. But you need to know this because it's business. You don't get into business. I use an example on a video I did about McDonald's. And, it's a narrative being pushed in this industry that only 3% of the people make money in anything. Now, if you really look at the numbers, it's not true. It sounds good. And if I used to use this example, I would say that I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. And when you're in traffic here, man, it's bumper to bumper for miles. And I used to say, imagine this. Only 3% of the people make money in anything. Now you're driving down the freeway, right? You're driving down the freeway, and imagine every 3 cars that pass you, there's a millionaire. And you're driving for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes to your destination. How many millionaires did you come across in 20 minutes? My God, that sounds good, doesn't it? That means, man, I can be a millionaire then. It takes more to be a millionaire than driving down the freeway. It takes more than being a millionaire than looking at what someone is telling you on some screen. What you need to be a millionaire is to plan. You need to plan, and you need to plan some more. And that's really all it is to it. And once you learn the strategies of putting your business together and then start employing these strategies, you will see your business start to grow like businesses grow. They grow step by step. This is not hocus pocus. You don't just go up and shake a dice and pray. I have people to pray their way into success. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that, guys. It doesn't happen like that. Prayer is great, but it says faith without works is what, Jerome? Dead. So listen. Okay, so let me move on. I'm getting on my little soapbox here for a second, but I'm going to come back to some other parts of your business. There's other things you need in order to make that business work, right? You need staff in some cases. You need support in other ways. A lot of different components you need to put in place to make that business work. So it's not what you think it is as it relates to what you've been trained in the past. And so I'm about to wrap this portion up because what you really need to know about your business plan is that you need to write a really, really good executive summary of your business. And typically that is done after you go through the business plan. Some people will start out with writing their executive summary and they end up at the end having to rewrite it because going through these various different pieces that you need to put together, then you find that, I didn't think of this. And so it's better to write the executive summary at the end. And now you have that business plan for yourself. So you have an executive summary. You basically, with the exception of your financials and your projections, you have your target market, you have your demographics, your geographics, and your psychographics. You put that in, that covers maybe a 1 or 2 page document. That's your business plan. And that's the other part of that, which is probably crucial, and God, I can't forget that, is that's your daily method of operation. You have to decide how you're going to operate your business every day. And if you're self-employed or you work a full-time job and you only have 10 hours a week, you're going to make those 10 hours a week count. And so you got to know exactly what you're doing. We've been around this industry for so long, a lot of us have, and we've done things, we get out of work, we're a little tired. We got to get on the conference call. We're not really interested in getting on the conference call. Why? Because we're not making money. They say, come to a Super Saturday. We're not interested. Why? We're not making money. We're tired of being cheerleaders. That doesn't happen here. We're not teaching you to cheer me on. I'm teaching you how to get down and understand this business and make it work for you. There's so many other components outside even the business plan. So most of what people don't know about network marketing is the psychology of network marketing. And that is where most people drop the ball in addition to not having a plan. And I think that's part of your plan as well. I didn't put it in this business plan, but I just thought about that as I'm talking, is that people get caught up in this ideal that they're going to get rich quick. And people are telling you you're going to make all this money and blah, 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 and all these different things. And you don't understand compensation plans. It's just a lot of things you don't understand. And here's one of the things that really blows my mind. And nobody would ever do this. Nobody would ever do this. Let me move my screen over so I can pick on someone else. Let's see. I see there's Vince. Vince is in California. That's my homie. I'm gonna pick on Vince. Vince, I want you to unmute your mic, and I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Vince, you just got recruited by Microsoft in the LA area. They called you down to the office. They offered you a position, and you said, okay, so how much do I get paid? And they said, the recruiter said to you, or the executive said, well, Vince, don't worry about that. You can figure that out later. Don't worry about how much you're going to get paid. What would you say to that recruiter?
No, we need to talk about that up front.
We need to know. And then you said, well, I can tell you about it, but you really won't understand it, so don't worry about it. Now, before you take that job, are you going to understand how much you get paid?
No.
You're not going to understand it?
No.
Are you talking about networking, or are you talking about the job downtown? I'm setting you up for success right here.
Well, no, I need to know everything up front first.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to move away from that interview and go to work and not know what you get paid. Because when you get home, your wife is going to ask you, honey, you got the job? Yes. How much you get paid? That's the first thing she's going to ask. Well, baby, I don't know. But they said I'll figure it out over the next several months. He's smiling. Everybody on this call is either laughing or smiling because that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So why have you accepted that for the last 20 years from network marketing companies? Most people tell me that same thing. And it's ignorance because you've been taught that. I'll understand it later. No, you understand it now. So we put something together that is easy to understand. I mean, there's basically 5 components to it, and there's no gotcha. I got you. You almost had it, Jerome. You almost had it, but you missed 100 PV next month. You missed $4,000. Wow. So you go to work again. See, you didn't learn anything, so you go do the same thing again. And then next month, you almost got it. This time, you're only off by 2. And so when you get it all down, Vince, when you understand everything was going on with that compensation plan, you know what they do? They create what's called enhancements. They're going to make that compensation plan better for you. And when they do that, all they do is create more breakage for the company. When you add something else to that comp plan that you can't reach and you're striving for it and you produce more business for that company, but you don't get it, it's called the carrot dangling in front of you. So you don't get it. Guess who gets it? The company. The company gets it. And this, guys, is why most people that has any ability to think through a problem will not join network marketing, or at least not again, once they've been burnt. And they think, well, I'll look at it. If it makes sense, then maybe. And not many businesses out there as it relates to network marketing really make sense when you look at the numbers. They just don't. So for the last 10 years, I've played around with the industry, but I haven't gotten serious because none of it made sense to me. You can make some upfront money, but really making long-term residual income what they push, it's very difficult for most people to win. So having said that, what is the best way to win? And I just went over a little over an hour, almost an hour of what you need first in place. You need your business plan. You need a target market. You need a strategy to go after that market. Period. You don't need little cliches. It's funny what we do in network marketing. We teach all these cliches. You ask me how I'm doing. I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And we do all these things, but no one's making any money. Even the people on the stage, they're not making money. So our goal is to make money. When you understand this and you put strategies and business systems in place and you put solid marketing and solid sales, then you actually know what to do. And if you're not willing to do this, if you're not willing to learn this, don't join a network marketing company. Not this one, no network marketing company, because you won't be successful. You won't. But if you learn what you need to do, just like you would in any other business, then you will find success. I don't know when, I don't know how long, but you will find it. Just like you would grow any other business. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to look at the chat here and see if I haven't been watching that. But while I'm doing that, does anyone have any questions? Now, I want you to do something for me, guys. This is the part of the call that is so powerful for other people. There's other people on this call right now who will not ask a question. They just won't do it. There's guests on this call who are looking at us, and they say, who is this guy hollering into this Zoom? Why should I listen to him, right? What is he talking about? I've heard things like this, but I guarantee you nobody told you to put a business plan together, just like you would in traditional business. They just didn't tell you that. And so if you have questions, go ahead and ask questions if it's nothing but for the other person listening. Daryl, I see you just unmuted yourself and you showed us. You got a question? Hey. Next, I got you next, Michelle. Hey, go right ahead.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Sir. Doing great. The question that I had was, you mentioned new techniques and new strategies, and you talked about sales funnel. And what's the difference between?
Daryl, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Gianna, if you can hear him, because I can't hear him. You're breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah, he's saying you mentioned techniques and strategies, and he's getting ready to ask you a question about sales funnels. Go ahead, Gerald.
Okay, go right ahead.
What's the difference between these generic sales funnels and the sales funnel that ATS will show us how to create and use?
Oh, excellent question. Excellent question. And I'm going to take that question. I was going to throw it. I'll throw that to Antonio, but I'm not. I'm going to answer that question. And the reason why I'm going to answer that question is because you need to learn how to answer that question, right? Right? Makes sense? So when you say generic funnel, I'm assuming that you're just talking about some software that you, most of the time, you get from most companies. They give you software in the back office, and they tell you to put these contacts in this funnel, and then funnel them back to your presentation. Is that what you mean when you say generic funnel? Just nod your head. Okay. And so you're asking,
yes, sir.
Okay. You're asking what's the difference with that and what we have at the ATS University, what we teach people to do, and what Antonio actually employs. So it's a vast difference, guys. It's a matter of business. That's what we're talking about. You put together a funnel, and you number one, you're advertising the funnel. You're putting it in the right place. You've chosen a target market. You research that market. You spend the money, and you draw the people that are interested in your offer to your funnel. And then you kindly move them through and you qualify them. The purpose of a funnel, or one of the purposes of a funnel, is to weed people out who are really not interested in your opportunity or your product. And so that's the major difference, and that is knowing what you're doing, and that's doing business. That's the same thing I've been talking about for the duration of this call so far. I hope that answered your question. If not, come back. Now I'm gonna pull the expert up to see how I did, and Antonio, if you will follow up on that and tell me how I did. Do I need to go do some more training, or did I do okay?
No. You did fantastic. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what you said, ladies and gentlemen. We teach you how to do sales funnel from start to finish, how to offer OTOs or one-time offers. We basically make you the expert in sales funnels exactly the way that our president of sales and marketing has just taught you. So I won't add to that. That was good.
Antonio, I want to add something to that, which is uniquely with ATS, that when the person comes into that funnel, the one thing that ATS does behind the scene, based on that person being in the funnel, is directing them to other products that are in the funnel. And so by doing so, they're assisting you. You said earlier, Daryl, we're partners. So ATS is going to partner with us when it comes to sales funnel as well, once the person is in the funnel. So that's fantastic.
Now that is correct. That is the $1 million business systems we teach on the back end of a sales funnel. That's what you just brought up. So we do teach that too, ladies and gentlemen. So you may want to become one of us. Daryl, back to you.
Thank you so much. And what Jerome just brought up is actually, I forgot to say it again, and that is partnerships. As we partnership with ATS, what most networkers don't know or have never seen before, and in our beta testing, we've had some of the distributors come back and think that something else is happening when they don't realize that they have a partner that's working on their behalf. They've never seen that before, so they think they're not sure what's going on. But when you have someone who understands sales funnels like Antonio working on your behalf, and I'm not going to let all of that out because I want to save that for another training call, but I will bounce over to you, Antonio, and let's just kind of go back and forth for a minute on how that actually is going to play out. And let's use our customer funnel, and let's give people an idea of how our customer funnel is going to work. You start, I'll follow.
Yeah, sure. So over here at the ATS Network, also ATS Business University, if you're looking for clarity, the ATS Network is the marketing arm of the ATS Business University. We are very customer focused. That being said, we take all of the effort and hustle out of Rebecca's hands. Rebecca, when you bring in a customer into our network, we do all the email marketing for you. What we do is we email your customer every day tips and strategies on how they can become a millionaire and even more. And we don't just stop there. We also make sure that we funnel them to the next level for you on your behalf. So they're at the freshman level, the marketing that they will see is twofold. They will see marketing that's not marketing. It just adds value to them, that they look forward to our emails on your behalf. The second fold that we do is we would take them to the next level on your behalf. So here's what that looks like, Rebecca. It looks like this. All you did was give someone a 14-day trial, and Tempest and myself and the whole back office, and we have plenty, will do all the work for you. So while you're at home or on the beach in Galveston, Texas, or Corpus Christi or something like that, you will be in flip-flops, and we would do all the work for you, and then you would get a check to the bank. Daryl, did I cover that?
That's perfect. I want to add something to that because, I'm speaking hopefully on behalf of networkers. And when we hear things like that, you're going to do all the work for us. First of all, the first thing that comes to my mind, Antonio, is no, you're not. You're just saying that. You'll say anything coming to this deal. Rebecca's over there laughing because she's heard it before, right? So it doesn't look like, see, when you say all the work, people, I think that what comes in their mind is that you're going to start doing a whole lot of work for me. And it's not a whole lot of work. It's systems. It's systems that are in place.
That's right.
That once we employ those systems, it's almost as if we put a socket in the plug, a plug in the socket, and then it just moves by itself. Is that accurate?
That's 100% accurate. Tempest and myself, we are computer nerds, and we automate everything as well. So most of this is automated, but we have a huge back office in which is human and automated. So you get both. You get the automation that goes out, then you get a human follow-up from our company. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is we have 3 different types of customer services. Customer service number 1 is a regular customer service that you know. We make sure that you get your customer service. Customer service number 2, we have what you call a happiness teams or happiness directors. And these happiness directors, their only job is to make sure that your customer, your prospect, your number one, your favorite distributor, whoever that may be, but especially your customer, is happy with everything that's going on. And if they're not, they will sit there, give them a free coaching call, walk them to a different level. The third area that we have is obviously distributor customer service that will help for you. So when we say everything, we literally mean everything, but most of that is not most of it, but a big chunk of that is automated because technology is supposed to make your life easy. Let me just say this one thing real quick. The reason why it is done this way is because we have a plan of taking care of the 97%. And let's just call a spade what a spade is. Rebecca may not be a sales professional like myself. Maybe she didn't grow up in sales all her life. Or maybe, you know what, Brittany can't do a living room meeting or a hotel meeting. We don't require either one of those. We discourage both in this company because you don't have to do that. Or maybe Michelle Washington just can't speak in front of 2 different people. She's good at one-on-one. We are here for the 97% of the people who, you know what, you're good people, but you haven't learned all that. You don't have time to learn all that. Worry not. That's what we do for you on your behalf, and we have enough staff and enough expertise to handle that. Daryl?
Excellent. I was just sitting here going through some numbers, and I wanted to share what all that means to you. When the company is doing all of this for you on the back end, something's happening to your check. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination income claim, because when you see our compensation plan, it's clear, it's lucid, you can understand it. It tells you what you get. We have 5 ways that you get paid. You get paid a one-time offer. This is when the company, on your behalf, what you do, Rebecca, Jerome, Michelle, Gerald, what you do is you send a customer to us. Antonio just explained what we're going to do on your behalf. And once that customer comes into the system, the first time we talk to them, they're going to get a one-time offer. And that offer is going to be of one of 2 products. I'm not going to say what they are, but you get paid 50% of a $10 product, and you get 50% of a $50 product. So if your customer accepts this offer, then that's $25 for you and $5 for you. That's $30 plus another $10 for the customer. Now, this, guys, gets very lucrative because what your responsibility is, Vince, is to bring the customer. Do you need to spend all day on a conference call to send customers through a system? The answer is you do not. Are you comfortable with sending a customer to the ATS? Most people who have experienced this process in this product will tell you yes. So that's easy. So the back end of that product, when that customer pays again, that's what we call residual income. And this is the challenge where most companies have. See, if Antonio teaches that if you are focused on the front end, you know, you are an amateur, you don't understand. Companies in direct sales focus on the back end. This is why they pay you so much on the front end. And they have these big bonuses on the front end in the way of CAD bonuses. So you have distributors making $40,000 a month in CAD bonuses, and their residual income is $28. Literally, see? So the company is doing, something is going on, particularly when you talk about not service companies, but product-driven companies, when they have a lot of flexibility in the margins, right? And so they're able to capture the back end of that product and keep all that breakage for themselves while they got you, Jerome, focused on short-term money. And then once you realize you've tapped out all your CAD bonuses after 2 years, you move to the next deal and you left all those customers for the company. It's amazing.
Okay, Daryl.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Daryl. Thank you very much. We got Chantel that has a question and Law that has a question. Go ahead.
Okay, excellent, guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth, and I said this was question.
No, you're doing just fine. No, they're doing just fine. I'll moderate the questions for you.
All right,
go ahead,
good.
Chantel.
Okay, so going back to where you said, well, not even going back, just to talk about how when you're partnering with somebody, you want to create a business plan and you want to, look at your company and see what you want, and discuss this with the person that you're partnering with. So when I take that and relate it to what you're saying here, and what this opportunity, I think of, would we also be put onto your business plan as well?
I'm not sure I understand the question, Chantel. So let me just repeat it back to
your plan. So plan to be successful, right? So me and you, we want to run a restaurant,
right? Okay.
And we're gonna I'm creating a plan to be successful. You're creating a plan to be successful. We create a plan to be successful, right?
Got it.
Okay. We discuss with one another our plans, and we talk about what I want, tell what you want, and then what we want together. So here for this, is that the same?
I got you now. I think I got you. So I think I said, you may have missed it, most of this plan is already done for you. There's only a small amount that you need to do, and that's related to things like your personal finances, what kind of effort you can put into making the plan work. The partnership that you have already is with ATS, and most of everything has been done for you. All you have to do is those simple things, but they're necessary as a part of your business plan. You got to have focus goals. You got to have a daily method of operation. How you're going to do this every day. And the beautiful thing about that is you're still attached to the hip of the company. So there's ongoing trainings, there's ongoing support. You get those in the ATS University now you use in your own private business. Now with us, as it relates to the networking side of it, you get the exact same thing. I hope I answered your question. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I got you. You know how you talked how because I've been a person who has gotten got by a couple network marketing.
Okay.
And just listening to you, I'm like, oh snap, that was me. And how the companies are literally ranking at this highest spot, and I'm, not hitting that amount of money. I don't have no idea what their goal is, what their mission is, what their plan is, what they put. I've never had no idea. And you just really opened me up to that, like widely, like, oh my goodness, how and what is their plan? What was their plan? What was their plan when they got me? I'm hearing it from you and it's connecting the dots and it's making sense, but was that their plan as well? So I'm curious, what is your plan? But you know what? I think Antonio kind of said it when he said the 97%. I'm assuming that's the big plan, but is it any way you could elaborate on what's your plan?
Oh, sure. Our plan for you is number one, and that's why I went over this business plan. And so many times you don't get this. And when I do this training, people don't necessarily connect the dots right away. Part of what this training does is to change the mindset of network marketing. So when I can move you from this whole ideal, and I use this word, it may not be fair, I don't know, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It's the whole, oh, hocus pocus, I wish this happens, to a plan that gives you a step-by-step strategy to make it happen, and you truly partner with someone that shows, see, we want to give you money. See, the plan is set up to pay you. See, the whole, if you looked at everything in networking, all, you know, every piece of it, every corner of it, it comes down to how much they pay you. Every company, including our company, will go through growing pains. We will go through changes because that's how we get better, right? But the things we will never do, we will always pay you, right? We will never lie to you, and we will track your business. And I know that in all the years I've been involved in this industry, if I do that, then you win. I hope I answered your question. It seems like you got another one. Come on.
No, I heard something right there. We want to. I'm getting it.
Okay, good. Hold on. Let me jump in here real quick. Daryl, can you explain how seriously that we take the cycle of duplication from building clusters to duplication, and how that goes down to Chantel, and how we would teach Chantel how to be successful and then teach others how to be successful?
Oh, absolutely. Good question. And I think it brings it closer home to the point in terms of how to build. I use what's called a cluster, and that's where we take 3 people who are interested in building a business, and we go down 3 levels to build that business. So Chantel has 3 people. There still is a distribution or a level, a multi-level of people that are distributors. But the difference is they have a real tangible product to sell that people are going to use because it's customer driven. So when we do that, we have the 3 people who find 3 people who find 3 people. Now you have a total of 27 on the second level, and I think some 90 something on the third level. When we teach you exactly what you need to do to make that happen, and the key to it, I'll go back to what I was about to say, is money. People stay involved when they make money. One of the first things we're going to do, Chantel, with you and your would-be distributors, is we're going to teach them how to get their money back. And we do that simply by employing that strategy with customers. You get 10 customers in our organization in the first 30 days, everything that your fees that you pay to come into this company is paid for you. Then after that, that first month, you can make up to $2,000 just on customers alone. And now once that cluster is in place, that organization runs by itself, and then you move on to establish another one. So we don't teach that you go out and recruit a whole bunch of people. You don't need to do that. This is where most people make the mistake, and I'll refer back to what I said earlier about finding a needle in the haystack. Antonio, people have been trained to just keep going and recruiting, so the upline can make cab bonuses. We're not teaching you that. We're teaching you how to get customers, and teaching your customers how to get customers, and your distributors how to get customers, and that's how you get paid. Nobody gets paid really in networking until somebody brings a customer in this company.
Now, fantastic. Yes, you're getting claps for those of you who didn't understand that fantastic nerd talk that Daryl just did. We're going to teach you how to do a business plan, and then we're going to teach you how to business plan your downline to just the people you need to get to the 5 and 6 figures a month. Everybody got that? Cool. Outstanding. All right, good. That's what we're going to do for you, Chantel, and we're going to do that for your people, and we're going to empower you to know it so you can help us do that with your people. Fair enough? Outstanding. Sure appreciate you. Law?
Thank you.
You have a question. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to add on. So I've never heard anyone break down in MLM that you need a business plan and you're strategically planning
Come on, Law.
your business plan. That is not something that they do. So that blew my mind when Daryl said that from the very beginning. So that's a different take on it. So you really want to ensure that we actually are successful. I have not joined a lot of network marketing companies, only one, OG, Organo Go, because it made sense because I was a manager at Starbucks for so many years. So I had so many customers, so it made sense for me. And then it started to not make sense. But this makes sense, you know? So I get that.
Happened.
And
if this is a recorded line, I won't respond to that. Go ahead.
Smart man. I just had to go back and touch on what Antonio said. He said that he had happiness directors to see if you are happy. Who does that? That's important. If you're not happy where you're at, you're not going to stay there. My happiness is important with anything that I do. So the fact that you have a happiness director checking in on me and my customers to make sure that I'm satisfied with my product, that tells me that you're trying to give me your heart and I receive your heart. So
absolutely. You know what? I'm glad you said that because I didn't go deep enough into that. Thank you, Law. Yes, the happiness directors are mostly going to talk to your customers on your behalf or help you if you want to be active like that as well. And we also check on you. And I don't mean no passive check. I mean, hey, did you understand that class? How's it going? Hey, did anything bother you? Or let's say they didn't sign up. Then we will help them get comfortable with signing up. Daryl, you want to add to that?
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of challenges we face in network marketing, but when you consider you have people who are following up, the biggest problem we have in network marketing, whether it's customer retention, whether it's rep retention, and that's a big challenge because people get despondent because of something they heard in a meeting, something someone said. And when you have people following up and making sure people are okay, and they're policing some ways to make sure everyone is being treated fairly and the way they're supposed to be treated. It's a different look. Guys, this is not something we decided to throw up against the wall and see what's working. This is something unique and different, and that it hasn't been done the way we're doing it. But as Antonio said, when you're, and Law said, if you got people checking on you, making sure you're happy, and you have compliance people making sure things are done well, then it's a whole different look. And you can say that, but when you actually follow up with it, people begin to fall in love with the ideal that they can truly be successful. And that's what we want.
I love it. Daryl, I want to feed you a question here. It's kind of like an alley-oop, so to speak. It's going to be two questions, or one question that's bifurcated. Question number one, can you tell us what has been different about the two CEOs and how they have divided the money up amongst well, I don't want to say that. I want to lead you. Can you tell us about what is different about the two CEOs and how they have made sure that they didn't get greedy?
Well, sure I can. And that was an alley-oop, and you did lead me, and that's okay. Come on, guys.
It happens. It happens.
I understand exactly what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, listen, I'm giving money away. Companies don't do this. I should say we're giving it away. We're making it available for people to earn, and we're doing it in such a way that most people don't do. And so for you to know that, that's good. It's good for you to know that you have CEOs who care about you being successful. But, they also care about the company being successful. And the company is successful when they make you successful, when they make you happy, when they make you money. It's crazy. I never understood the whole idea that companies pull all the money, but they do a strategy. It's called an implosion, right? The strategy is that the company is designed from the day they started. We're talking about business plans now. From the day they started their business plan, the plan was designed, or the company was designed to implode on itself. Now, I'm not talking about all companies, but I'm talking about a lot of companies have used this strategy to get out of the business. They make a ton of money. They rape and pillage the field, and then they drive right off into the sunset. This happens. It really does. And so I went to Antonio. Okay, let me finish, Antonio. Please, sir. I went to him. I said, okay, here's the money. Here's the money. All right? Now, we can pay the field pretty darn good with this amount of money, but here's a whole bunch more. What do you want to do with it? And the truth is, it was a trick. I wanted to see what he was going to do with it. If he'd have did what I've seen done before, never mind, I don't even go there because it didn't happen, so we don't have to worry about it.
You might as well go there. You might as well go there.
Well,
You said let you finish.
I
You might as well finish.
do it because I don't want to be involved in companies like that because I've seen people hurt too many times. I've seen people commit suicide. I've seen marriages break up. I lost a marriage behind network marketing because you get in this whole grind about you got to do this and you got to do that, and you're chasing this carrot you never get. But when you find owners who are willing to share their profits when they don't have to, because trust me, you would never know it. I know how to hide the money, but I wasn't going to hide it from you. I wanted Antonio to see it, and I wanted to see what his decision was. Because I thought, well, if he takes from them, he might take from me. And he didn't. That's the point, is he didn't. He said, well, can we do this? Well, how much do we make? I said, we make a whole lot of money over there. He said, well, find a way to give it to the field. And so we came up with a car bonus. And that's nothing new. They're all over the place. But guess what? Law, you can't get a car bonus here until you get a house bonus first. We're structured like you cannot get a car bonus. What sense does it make for you to drive around in a new Mercedes and you pull up to your apartment?
You could park it and you can live in the car, and then it would be both.
Yeah, there you go. Well, see, somebody can solve it. Live inside the car. You got a mini condo, right? Especially if we got an SUV, right? You got to go to your friend's house and take a shower, but who cares? You got a new Mercedes, right? So you can't do that. You can't get the lifestyle bonus. You can't get the car bonus until you get the lifestyle bonus. So you got a house, you got a lifestyle bonus to help you pay the rent on the house or the mortgage on the house, and then you get a car bonus. And then we do daily and weekly and monthly spiffs. If you don't know what that means, we just put a daily program out there. Okay, so you get anyone who gets 20 customers today, we'll give them $1,000. I have the discretion to do that. How do you think that's going to fire up the field? How do you think when we do a national convention, or what do you think we do a national convention? Now, this is a little hypey, guys. I hope you're okay with this. It is. But what if we gave away a car? What if we gave away 2 cars? See, what people don't understand, there's so much money in network marketing, and we're not even talking about our real goals as it relates to customers. We're talking about 30, 40, 50,000 customers. We can do these kind of things. What about when we're at 400,000 customers worldwide? What can we do then? And you will see it. We can't hide it. If we can do it at 40,000 customers and we get to 400,000 customers and we start saying, we don't know what you're talking about, you better run for the hills, right? So something changed, right? So the reality is that this is a company that's really designed for the 97% of the people to win. That's why I'm here. And the plan is designed to do that.
Daryl, I got something to say.
Okay, so we'll take Jerome, and then we get Michelle Washington next.
And this is
Michelle. I'm sorry.
And throw Donald in there.
But this is really important, and this is for everybody on the call too. When I think of everything that's going on, the way that things are being structured, this is phenomenal. I've been in MLM for over 20 years. I've never seen anything that comes close to what's going on right now. But guys, here's the bottom line, and this is what's going through my head. I've been with the ATSBU for a year. And guess what, guys? I'm on the calls. I go in the back and I go online when I need to do that. Here's the deal. When you reach out, if you follow the plan, if you follow the information that Daryl is going to teach us, that means they're not going to let us have us out, they're going to help us get. They're going to give us the information that we need to go out and properly market and probably get customers without brothers, sisters, and everybody your brother. They're going to do that. But here's what you got to do, folks. This is going to be based on the online university. So you got to go to the online university, folks, and engage, or you got to be on the calls so that when that customer that comes in, well, how many calls you been on? Have you been online? You got to be able to say yes, and I've learned something because I can say that. I'm about to release all 3 of my books because of ATSBU. I'm about to go and be certified as an international speaker because of Antonio and ATSU. These are the things I'm doing because of this company that I've experienced and been involved in. And that's what you want to be able to do to your customers. So not just all the stuff that they're giving us, because they're giving us a lot, but you got to do some work. It isn't just us, okay, I'm part of the company, now I want all the money. We got to do some work, and we got to pay attention, and we got to engage. I had to say that, guys.
Okay, hold on. I was just going to say, before we get to everybody else, Daryl, you got to respond to that.
Okay, so you know what makes that so powerful? Because we're a customer-driven organization, and our goal is to get customers, those are the kind of stories that keep you in business. That is what makes you wealthy in network marketing, when your customers enjoy your product that's not in your compensation plan. It keeps us safe, because when you hear testimonials like that, I came here because of the product. When you get those kind of testimonials, when we who are involved right now have access to this information and we're just consuming it and not using it, what's the point? So I love what Jerome just said. It's phenomenal. It goes along with everything else that we're doing. Absolutely.
Completely agree. Can we just pause real quick and can we just acknowledge our president of sales and marketing? If y'all don't mind, if you can just unmute, show him some love. I'll mute you back, or you can mute yourself back. Yes, we picked the right person. Yes, we picked the right person. We picked the right person. He's very, very passionate about making you all money. And I just wanted to pause and recognize him, because the world won't recognize him, and we wanted to do so. So I definitely appreciate you. Tempest and I love Daryl, and we are excited that we can hand over to him and bless you all. A lot of what this company looks like today, it looks like Daryl's mind. And we are grateful for that. And we say that on this recorded line in the public. We could not do this without him. Congratulations to you, Daryl. I believe so Michelle. Yes, sir. Michelle, you're next, and then Donald.
Okay, thank you. I'm asking for a friend. Now, you mean to tell me you all are going to make sure I make money and I understand what I'm doing while I do it?
Daryl?
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry, Michelle.
Oh, she said I'm asking for a friend. You mean to tell me that you're going to teach me how to make money and then pay me to make money while I do it?
Yes. In a nutshell, I like the way she put that. We're going to teach you how to make money. We're going to pay you when you make money, because that's what that is. And you're going to bless, as a part maybe you didn't get, you're going to bless a ton of other people by sharing this product with them. And then they're going to be successful. They're going to be happy. And then we're going to have a whole bunch of happy people, right? Does that make sense? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You all didn't hear me. And make sure I understand what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
Well,
I understand why you're doing it while you do it.
That's if you don't understand what you're doing, and most people have never been taught the real way how to do it, then you're never going to make money. So that's kind of like the prerequisite to everything else. And this is what I say. Write this down, guys, and put it in chat. Learn it, do it, teach it. Learn it, do it, teach it. You can't teach it if you don't do it. You can't do it if you don't learn it. It's really that simple. Make sense? Excellent question. Anyone else?
Makes good sense. No, it was Donald next. Donald?
Yeah, I really don't. I don't have a question. I have a statement. Because when you first told me about this and then told me the plan you was putting together, you know, the only thing I said was send me a link.
That's
so
right.
I can send customers.
That's
just
right.
on blind faith. I was like, he gonna do what? Most of the heavy lifting? And then when I thought about it, I was like, you know how they always talk about perpetual motion, where there's no such thing to have an engine that'll keep going. But Antonio, Daryl, Tempest, what y'all done put together is something that's going to create perpetual motion. You got the customers, they like it because they're learning how to run their own business with it. Distributors going to learn how to run their network marketing business plus their own outside business with it. And then that third thing that's going to keep this thing going and never stop, when customers can refer customers and get a discount or some type of bonus, this would never stop. People, put yourself in place and you're going to win. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. Send me all the links I can use and send out to people. And they'll respond quick and get them to you. So put yourself in place to win. I'm done.
Thank you, Donald. I mean, Donald just has a simple way of putting things. He gets it done. He is leading the pack with customer acquisition at this point just because of that simple process. You know, people have been burnt so much in this industry, guys, is that they don't want to. They don't want to go out again. They don't want to try. They've given up. I just read something in chat from someone I never would expect would say that, and that was from Lisa Garrett. She said network marketing, MLM, is basically, she said it a different way, but it's the last frontier, guys. It is. Combine it with online marketing. That when you hit Antonio's page, you know when you click his name, you go into a funnel. Did you know that? When I tell people that, they're like, how did that happen? Well, come over here and learn. These are things that just, if you know how much it costs him to get a customer, things like that, you have no idea. I don't care who you are. You just don't know. Now, what if you could know that in our organization? What if we're teaching you how to do that in terms of advertising your business? There's no, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say there's no way for you to lose, because there is a way for you to lose if you don't do anything. And most people will look at what we're doing and they will either say it sounds too good to be true. And that's really unfortunate, because when I would think that, what if it is true? That's my question. It sounds too good to be true, but what if it is true and you don't do it? I don't even want to think about that. I really don't. So I'm not here, and sincerely, this is a training for our distributors. Typically, we wouldn't talk about this on a training call. We just wouldn't, because most of the people are going to know exactly what to do. And when this call is open to the public and you get to see in and peek in and see our hearts and see our desire to help you win, then you have a decision to make. Go out and look at a bunch of companies. There's a number of different companies out there. I can teach you stuff about what those companies do. You would never join them. I don't want to do that, but it's the facts are the facts. And the way we've been doing network marketing it has to change, because Lisa said it is one of the best ways to do it these days. It's the best ways to make money, or one of the best ways to make money, if it's done right. And she's absolutely right. Just got to do it right. Antonio?
Yeah, sorry about that. What did you just say, the last part?
No, I was just turning it to you.
Oh yeah, no. I'm good. Anyone have any questions? All right. Well, let me tell you this here. I want you to know that Daryl's going to be doing this every Wednesday. Different information. Sometimes it'll overlap, but different information. He is here to put money directly into your pockets. Everyone say with me, money directly into my pockets. Okay. He's gonna. That's it.
Money directly into my pocket.
There it is. You get it. Now, listen. What we're gonna do, and hopefully Daryl doesn't mind, because I love the fact that some of you have guessed. And what we want to do is, we're so open, we're so transparent. We love to show you behind the scenes. Daryl, do you mind if they keep bringing one or two guests or something like that on these calls?
Yeah, it's okay.
Good.
It's okay.
Good call. I didn't tell them to say that. That's just the heart of this organization. So what you all get to do, let me tell you why that's powerful. There is a guy in a religious world, and what he does is he has a Champions Network, and all he does is show all the smaller churches or all this stuff how he's doing it and how he gives it and how he gives it away. And of course, some of those people go back and they strengthen their own homes. But the truth is, because he did what Daryl just said, he has the largest church in America. Maybe you can guess who that person is. The point here is this is a wonderful opportunity for you to have a wonderful time with us and get some knowledge. Again, Daryl's going to teach over and over some magnificent information, and I just want to honor him. It was hard picking our president and sales of marketing. It was hard. It wasn't easy. There were some options, but he rose head and shoulders above all, and he has not failed us. He hasn't even come close. Please know, the new genius, your new mentor, is Daryl Dillahunty. I want you to know that. However you love me, I need you to love him, because he's going to put a whole lot of money in your pocket. Do me a favor, and I want you to go and like his pages. As a matter of fact, let me do that. Daryl, I don't mean to talk on this call, but this is fair.
Oh, that's fine. We love to hear you talk, sir.
Oh, well, fair enough. What I want you to do, I'm sharing my Facebook page. Hey, there's Donald Trump. Cool. Here's one of his pages right here. What you want to do, I'm telling you this because this page is going to replay on this video is going to replay on these pages. So what you can do right here is you can go follow this page. What I'll do for you is I will post it in the chat before we hang up. Post it in the chat. There you go. So I showed it to you. There's one. And then he has a new MLM one. Let's see. There we go. And Daryl, help me find your MLM page. What is it? Changing the narrative?
Changing the narrative in MLM.
There you go. I found it. So listen, you said that. Here we go. What I want all of you to do as fast as possible is go like this good-looking brother's page right here. He's, is that? Okay. It looks like I did it. Anyway, that's his page right there. Go like it, because all the content, if you ever miss a call, it's going to be right there on this call. And of course, what you can do, the official page of the company, the ATS Network, is right here. And lots of replays go here. Free courses go here. Free teachings, free courses, 20-part series, all basically tens of thousands of dollars of courses a week go on this page. So right there you have it in your chat. If you don't know it, if you're on a computer or on the phone, there's a way you can save this chat. Who knows how to save the chat? Who knows how to save the chat? Who knows? All right, Chantel, teach them how to save the chat.
Okay, so when you click on the chat where everybody's speaking, there's a little tab that says more, which is right in your little box where it says type message here. And then you just simply click save chat, bingo, and it's saved.
There you go. Chantel is one of our very few people, very, very, very few people that have freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior certifications. Very few people who has all of them. Chantel is one of the very few people, so you will be looking up to her October or whatever month that will be. Most people are having their freshman certifications. We love you, Daryl. I am done. Please do me a favor and please like these pages here. Tempest and I will resume Sunday, where you can see us teach you how to build your business. We won't sell you. We're just going to teach you how we built this. It's multi-million, but it's really soon it'll be billion. Probably already now it's billion, but we'll get there when we get there. We're going to teach you how we built this business and teach you how to build your own. Daryl, you got the floor, buddy.
Okay, excellent. I said when we started, there's three things I wanted to do. I wanted to teach you something that you haven't learned before. I was going to be honest with you. And the third thing, I wanted to invite, I said one person, but two people I noticed actually 3 people were taking copious notes, and I want to extend myself to those 3 ladies. The first lady is Pam Norris, which she always takes incredible notes. If anything that I can do to support you directly, indirectly, if there's someone you want me to talk to for you, I am working for you now. You got so many people working for you, lady. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. The second person, who's always taking notes as well, I've been knowing that girl since I was in the 7th grade, and she is a beautiful, loving person. She gets on my nerves, but I'm going to take her and put her under this wing, and I'm going to help her make everything she needs to do or whatever she wants to do in this company, and that is Michelle Washington. So please give her a round of applause. And the third person, she knows who she is. She just leaned back. She's from the incredible state of New York. She does the same thing, and her name is I got you. Name is Chantel Thomas. Thank you, guys. So make sure you inbox me. Let me know how I can help you. I'm going to show you how to structure your business from the very beginning and get you in the right position to start making money. So, hey, for me, that's it. Next week, you do not want to miss this call. I'm going to open up something for you, and I'm going to teach you how to get customers. I'm not going to give you no fancy scripts. I'm going to tell you how to do it, what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and show you using techniques that we have both on the networking side and on the online marketing side. So you're going to learn that next week. You want to get there, because when we launch this company, guess what? You want to be like Donald Harris. You want to have tons and tons of customers ready to pay you. You should be getting a check. Everybody on this call who decide to come into this company should, in the first 2 months, should be making a really good check. And notice I don't say how much, because I don't know how much, but I can tell you, if you go out and get 100 customers, let's put it that way. If you can go out and get 100 customers, you're going to make a lot of money, period. So I'm going to turn this back, I don't know, to Deanna. No, you were hosting the call, Antonio.
We can go with Deanna. Let's go with Deanna. Okay. You can turn it back to Deanna.
Okay. I want to say thank you, guys, because number one, to ATS University, because it's opened me up. I appreciate it. I personally, where is my friend Tempest? Where is she? I think she may have had to leave. But thank you, Tempest. Someone send her a message. I love you and appreciate the opportunity. Antonio, my friend, I love you. I thank you for the opportunity. I will do my best every step of the way for you, this company, and everybody on this call. So have a good night.
All right, Deanna, take us away, close us out. And don't forget, Tempest is the brains behind most of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. Do not miss us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here to learn how to grow your business and become extremely profitable. Coach D, amazing call. I'm looking forward to every call.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a guest, please get back with the person who invited you to get you going on your business. If you are not here with us yet, I do recommend you get with us soon. Thank you, guys, and have an amazing night and have a multi-million-dollar day tomorrow. Good night.
All right, everybody. Love you. We appreciate you. See you all the way at the top.